I can't imagine in the wee hours of the morning you got to the fill with a 28-point Clemson lead, and that's what happened. The result, not a surprise that Clemson won, but the way they did it obviously is shock. Fellas, if you could just describe for me why you think it happened the way it did.
Well, we both had a good feeling about Clemson's chances tonight, but yeah, certainly, Scott, not expecting that. If the first two championship game encounters were kind of one-on points, jabs at the end, this was, as you said, a knockout. And from 16-13, in your wildest dreams, did you see Saban giving up 31 unanswered as Clemson just landed haymaker after haymaker, and they finally quit?
You brought up 16-13. Scott, Chris, let's go back to when it was 14-13 with Clemson having the lead. Alabama was all the way to the 1-yard line. They had the false start, ended up not scoring a touchdown. They settled for the field goal to go up 16-13. And Nick Saban continuing to reference some of the mistakes that they made, and still at the same time giving Clemson all the credit. You just wonder if they score there, a touchdown, does it get back into that mode of back and forth, because they never recovered after they had to settle for that field goal. But to me, when I walk out of this stadium, and Scott, I think about this game 5 years from now, of course you'll think about the freshman quarterback Lawrence, Justin Ross, and some of those catches that he made. But Brent Venables comes up with a plan to derail Tua and that Alabama offense that's been scoring at will on almost everybody that they played. Didn't even score a point in the second half.
And
you think about.
Go ahead, Chris.
Go ahead, Scotty.
You think about a 15-0 season. Bama's going to be judged harshly. They still won 14 games, but the reality is it's how you step up on the big stage. And Clemson, a complete performance, really. Special teams, defense, offense, all of it. Checked every box.
Without question. And you point out, and I think I understand what Nick Saban's saying, there were some fourth downs, and they're down there close if they got it. But I thought we saw pretty early, fellas, whether it was going for it fourth and short from their own 35 or a field goal, which if you're going to go for it in that spot, man, let Tua try to make a play on 4th and 6. I was really baffled by that. And I would really hesitate to use the word panic about Nick Saban because God knows he's seen it all. But it felt like the stress level was awfully high early here. Did you sense the same thing?
Yeah, when Saban is stressed on defense by an explosive offense, sometimes strange things do happen. Sometimes they can work out well, like the onside kick that helped them win the first battle. But some of the calls were funky. I mean, the fake field goal call, the call at the end of the game when it was all but decided. But we're scratching our heads. Yeah,
it was like a virus to the computer. You know, you're right. This just didn't seem like Nick Saban and his team. They had miscues. They were going for it, and they're deep in their own territory. It's just very unlike Alabama. But I agree with both of you. I think he sensed, Trevor Lawrence is as good as I thought he was. Every possession is really going to be a big factor. We've got to try to do some things, but the fake field goal, I'm with you. Why not just keep to it? At that point in the game, you need a touchdown. You're not really necessarily fooling anybody, and you're running with a third-string quarterback who doesn't have a lot of speed. If you're going to fake it with that guy, throw it. You don't want to run when you have 4th and 7.
They've had some good trick plays. That might be the single worst conceived trick play on a special teams I've ever seen. A kicker as a lead blocker into that line against Clemson and Christian Wilkins. Come on, no.
With a slow quarterback.
Yeah,
that too.
Well, it was remarkable, and Clemson emphatically states that who they are tonight, and I think given the players they've got, who they will be in the near future. Herbie, I believe I'll hopefully see you soon, and Chris, travel well. I look forward to you keeping us company late at night from down under. I always look forward to that. Great season, fellas. I appreciate your time.
Thanks.
See you, bud.